4-inch trash pump when they had flooding, a couple years ago. This just gives other towns just one place to go if they have issues that they need help with, that they can contact and they get sent out to a mass email list or a phone call. So that's basically what that mutual aid agreement would be.
Okay, thank you very much, Rich, for your explanation of that. The other one I would like to have you visit a little bit about is the Consumers Confidence Report, which is a CCR, Lamar's Water Department, so that everybody understands.
Yeah, what that is basically a report card from the DNR. We have our operating permit requires us to do certain testing at certain intervals of time through the years, and every year we get all the testing done, and then the DNR puts it together and sends it to us for us to make sure that it's done right, and then we have to publish it in the paper, get it approved by the council, and then we deliver to larger industry and retirement homes and that, so that they can see, basically just to let the public know that we are doing our job and following the rules of our operating permit.
Okay. Thank you very much. I appreciate that, Rich. Rich, by the way, folks, is doing one tremendous job for us as supervisor of our water department, and I encourage you, Rich, to keep up the good work. Okay, now I will now entertain a motion to
Ted Nelson entertains a motion, consent items 1 through 5.
Goodchild, second.
Ken Nelson, 1 through 5, made the motion, and Park Goodchild the second.
Let's do a roll call here.
Yeah, could we have a roll call on that, Bev?
Knapp,
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Donlin,
Donlin, yes.
Wick,
Wick, yes.
Nelson,
Yes.
Goodchild.
Goodchild, yes.
Motion carried. Okay, moving on to the action items. The first one on the action item is our number well 14 and sanitary sewer project. Plans have been prepared by the McClure Engine Company for the well 14 and sanitary sewer extension project. The project involves the construction and well number 14 on lot 7, Lamar's Industrial Park, south addition and installation of a raw water main and sanitary sewer main along Lake Avenue. The administration recommends the approval by the council of the following schedule, and it goes as follows. First of all, the public hearing will be set for April 21st, 2020. The receipt of bids will be set for May 12th, 2020 at 10 a.m. And the award contract is set for May 19th, 2020. And the completion date will be handled by December 20th of 20. I believe Mike Washburn, who's a representative of the McClure Engineering Service, is on the line. Mike, are you on the line?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Just hang on, Dick. This is Jason. Let me make a couple changes already. Completion date has changed. April 1st, 2021 for water and sewer. June 1st of 2021 for the well. Project estimate has changed from what's in your packet. Estimate as of the last numbers is $2,333,000.
Any questions?
Jason, can you give that number again?
$2,333,000.
Thank you.
You want the dates again? Anybody? Okay, hearing none. Does anybody have any questions for Mr. Washburn in regard to this project? If not, I'd entertain a motion.
Motion to establish, this Ken Nelson, motion to establish April 21st, 2020 at 12 p.m. for a public hearing for plans, specifications, forms of contract, estimates cost for well number 14 and sanitary sewer extension project, and to establish May 12, 2020 at 10 o'clock a.m. to receive and open bids with the set bids to be considered at council meeting May 19, 2020 meeting. Wick, second.
Motion been made and second by Ken Nelson and Steve Wick to establish April 21st. Wait a minute. Yeah. Give me those dates again, is that right?
Yep.
Okay, excuse me. Motion to establish April 21st, 2020 at 12 p.m. for a public hearing on plans, specifications, form of contract, and estimated cost for the well number 14 and sanitary sewer extension project, and to establish May 12th, 2020 at 10 a.m. to receive and open bids with said bids to be considered at the May 19th, 2020 meeting. Could we have a roll call on that, Bev?
Goodchild,
Goodchild, yes.
Donlin,
Donovan, yes.
Knapp,
Knapp, yes.
Nelson,
Ken Nelson, yes.
Wick.
Wick, yes.
Motion carried. Okay, moving on to the next item, action item. Number 2 is the Central Avenue PCC overlay acceptance. The closeout of the Central Avenue PCC overlay project has been completed. Attached is a statement of completion and the final acceptance of the work. The recommendation by the administration recommends the council to accept this PCC overlay. Entertain a motion.
Goodchild, motion to accept the completed construction on the Central Avenue PCC overlay, 3rd Street North to 3rd Street South project performed by Steve Harris Construction, Inc.
Is there a second?
So moved. Ken Nelson moves.
Motion been made by Clark Goodchild and Ken Nelson to accept and complete the construction on the Central PCC overlay from 3rd Street North to 3rd Street South project performed by Steve Harris Construction Incorporated. Do we have a roll call on that, Bev?
Wick,
Wick, yes.
Donlin,
Godwin, yes.
Knapp,
Knapp, yes.
Goodchild,
Goodchild, yes.
Nelson.
Nelson, yes.
Motion passed. Okay, going on to the discussion. Before I get into the discussion, we've had a tough week, of course, across the United States and America. And I would like to share something with you that's happened here in the Mars. Some good news and positive news. And this comes from our fire department of the city of Lamars. The city of Lamars has improved its insurance rating for a second time in the last 10 years. The city of Lamars will go to a Class 2 rating come this July 1st, 2020. Lamars will be in the top 4% of cities in the United States for the insurance ratings. Ladies and gentlemen, that is a job well done. 10 years ago, Lamars was a Class 5, and in 2015 went to a Class 3, and now will be a Class 2. A score of 10 is the worst on the scale, and 1 is the best. Of the 40,000 cities in the United States, Lamar's is in the top 2,000 cities for insurance ratings. The rating is used by several insurance companies to base property insurance rates on homes, businesses, and industries. The better a city rating, the cheaper insurance it is to have. This rating is based on 3 things: the fire department, the water department, and the communications center. This is a huge accomplishment for the size to help with economic development, and especially now as people are struggling with our economy. The city is trying to help keeping up to date on things and thus helping people with better insurance costs. Look for more information coming about this in the media and in the future. Great job by our fire, water, communications department, our council and administration for the benefits of the city of Lamar's. Ladies and gentlemen, that's quite an honor, and I want to thank all those involved for getting us to this level, because it is definitely a step in the right direction of what we're doing here in Lamar's. Okay, moving on. City Administrator Jason.
We're going to skip the council.
Oh, wait a minute, excuse me. Let's go to the council members. Any discussion? Clark Goodchild?
Yeah, Mayor, I've got a couple of items. I don't know if Kevin Vandebeck is on the line, but if not, I trust you can relay this to him. I've had a few calls. Everybody knows that there's a big increase in people out walking, which is wonderful. But I've had a few calls about people that are not leashing their animals, their dogs, while they're walking. And I would like to suggest that Kevin and his police force at least keep an eye on this. And if they see it, just remind the owner of that pet that now, probably now more than any time, those animals need to be leashed. They need to be held in leash. So I just, I don't want to have some stiff-arm conversation here, but just a nice reminder that is our ordinance. Secondly, in your opening comments, you mentioned campground, and I was thinking this week if Scott Knife and Brad Epling and those guys should maybe focus on an empty campground and get that south end of that campground, make that maybe an expedited priority in anticipation of a camping season. Once again, I look for the silver lining. If there aren't early campers there, there's a lot less hindrance for that public works facility group to do their job in an expeditious way. Just an idea for Jason and Public Works. Pretty much that's it.
Clark, I can answer. Kevin Vandebeck is here, so I'm going to take your first question first. Kevin?
Yeah, Clark, I'll address that. This is a good time to remind the community that your dog has to be leashed and has to be under physical control. So we will address that. This is a good time of year to do that. So I'll take care of that.
Does that answer your question, Clark?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It was more of a comment than a question. Yes, you bet.
The second one, I'm going to turn that over to Jason.
This is Jason. Both Brad's crew and Scott's crew have been out there the last 2 days working. And they anticipate they'll be there the rest of the week. So a lot should get done in that south campground.
You answer that? Did you hear it, Clark?
Excellent.
Oh, okay, real good. Steve Wick, open discussion.
Just a question for Jason, or not for Jason, for Kevin. Has there been many violations of any of the orders that have been passed down by our governor or in city itself?
This is Kevin responding. We've had some complaints within the community that we've addressed, and the folks that we have spoken to have dispersed. Mainly that was just groups of younger age persons in groups more than 10. Other than that, our compliance with the businesses has been fantastic. I know they're not happy about it, but we really have not had any issues with the businesses. We've had some clarifications that we've made through the governor's office on some of the closures, but overall, things are going over well in Lamar's, and I think in Iowa they're going pretty good.
Okay, very good, thank you.
I do wanna
Hey,
share.
Dick, this is Clark. Kevin, you're breaking up pretty bad. I'm getting most of what you're saying
Not up here.
on these, but Kevin, if you could maybe get closer to the microphone or something.
We're gonna put him on a different microphone.
Do you want me to just repeat that last one?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, just gonna repeat the last portion there.
Can you hear that now, Clark?
Yeah, that's much better.
Okay, this is Kevin. So we had a couple complaints of younger folks gathering in groups of greater than 10. And upon addressing those issues with those groups, they disperse, everybody's compliant. Our businesses that have been forced with their closures and their new restrictions, we've got 100% compliance rate in the community, so things are really going well. And we just haven't had a lot of complaints in Lamar's. I think everybody's doing a good job. Everybody wants to stay safe.
Thank you, Kevin. I just want to share something along that line. And this goes back to communication of what Jason is trying to do, and all of us. But on April 2nd, we put out a memo through the press and everybody on the public playground equipment as far as closures on our park. And on April 2nd, the public playground equipment, basketball courts, and restrooms will be closed effective immediately until further notice. That same afternoon when that went out, our fine police officers, namely Kevin was one of them, posted signs. And what it had to do with the park was mainly the equipment, basketball courts and the equipment on the park. And so he posted the signs and taped off the equipment and everything. And much to our amaze, the next morning, I don't know, how many signs you put out?
We put out 20 signs. We have 4 remaining in the community.
20 signs, and by the next morning, there was only 4 left. I point that out because we need the help of your parents also. Please. We don't know whether your kids are, who swiped them, we don't know, and we aren't gonna find out. But all we're doing is just, parents, please remind your children also, if we do things like this way, to try to keep them in mind. Again, on yesterday, April 6th, or Monday, April 6th, Jason put out another one, because times change and they had to, and I shared that up front with everyone. The city of Lamar's will continue to implement and follow additional closures, and this has to do with the parks and others. Closures as directed by the Iowa Governor Reynolds and the Iowa Department of Public Health when they directly impact the city's facilities and operation. As of April 6, 2020, the following were added to the proclamation of the disaster emergency, and the city will immediately take action to comply. The ones that were added was a skate park, Cleveland Park skating rink, and the Lamar's Park campground. So I point these out to you to just let you know, to keep you up to date again on our communication program. We try to get them out as soon as we can, as when they come across. So again, if you go back to the proclamation of the state that I was visiting about up front, it will share, that will give you the answers by a lot of those things. Okay, going back to discussions. Rex, you have anything?
No, I'm done, thank you.
Okay. Mike?
That was Steve Wick.
Or s-
I do not have anything to bring up at this time yet.
Did Steve Wick?
Steve's done, I don't know.
Who am I missing?
You got them all.
I got them all, okay. I'll tell you what, it's different handling these meetings from up here. Tell you what, I've been working on this at 6 o'clock this morning. Okay. Now we can go to Jason, right?
I just say you have to identify yourself when you laugh too.
Some of those we didn't want to identify.
Yeah. All right, just a couple things. This will be, I mean, you hear the comments of this is our new normal. I guess our temporary new normal, so, today going
Very
forward,
temporary.
depending on how long it lasts, I mean, this will be our typical, public meeting, council meeting, setup. So, I think it's, we'll continue to tweak it. If we can do something better, we'll do something better, but,
Jason, you're breaking up bad.
I've got the microphone like 4 inches from my mouth. I don't know.
Okay.
Talk a little louder.
Okay, so this is going to be our typical public meetings until further notice. City buildings, I think we've, I can't remember the last time. I don't know if we have it posted as until further notice or if there's a specific date, but city buildings will be closed as they have been since the morning of March 17th until further notice. A couple things, I know as I've heard it being advertised, but the grass, leaf, and twig site is open. So as everybody wants to get out of their house and clean their properties, that site is open. Typical hours that it's always been, Wednesday afternoons, and then Saturday.